the Chancellor of the University of Pretoria and the Vice Principal, honorable members of the academic community, graduating class of 2025, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my family. I stand before you today deeply humbled and profoundly honored to receive this doctorate of science. This moment is more than a recognition of past efforts. It is a solemn reflection on a journey that began decades ago, a journey shaped by history, defined by struggle, uplifted by resilience, and transformed by the boundless power of knowledge. I was born in Kenya in 1958, 5 years before our nation gained independence. It was a time when the heavy weight of colonial rule still pressed down upon our people. My parents were not only witness to that era, they were actors in its transformation. My father was detained in a British colonial concentration camp for nearly 5 years. And my mother, barely 21 years at the time, carried the unimaginable burden of raising 2 children alone under harassment and torment. But even in the darkest days, my parents emerged with hope, unyielding hope. They believed in a better tomorrow, and they taught us to believe in it too. That inheritance of courage and vision is the foundation upon which I stand today. The 1960s and 70s were decades of awakening, not only for Kenya, but for the entire world. Our independence in 1963 brought a surge of national pride and possibility. Around the globe, the civil rights movement, anti-colonial revolutions, the anti-apartheid movement, the youth-led calls for justice were shaping the world throughout the planet. As a young man, I believed, as many did then, that political struggle was the engine of transformation, and indeed, political will is necessary. But over the decades, experience has deepened my understanding. Today, I stand before you as a fervent believer in the power of science, not as an abstract idea, but as a real and living force for good. Science has the power to heal, to illuminate, to liberate. It addresses poverty and disease, confronts climate change, challenges injustice, and uplifts humanity. It gives us not only answers, but direction. It is not merely a tool, it is a path to dignity, equity, and sustainable peace. In my time working with the United Nations, I had the honor of chairing the process of developing the Sustainable Development Goals, goals that aim to lift every person, every nation, towards a better future. These goals are not born from speeches alone. They were built on evidence, driven by data, and inspired by the human spirit. Whether protecting biodiversity, ending hunger, or promoting peace, each one speaks to the essential role of science in securing our common future. But there is a warning. We must be vigilant. Where science is excluded from decision-making, whether in our homes, our institutions, or our governments, misinformation thrives. Prejudice multiplies. Short-term thinking prevails. Too many African nations, my own included, have suffered from chronic underinvestment in science and innovation. This is not merely a technical oversight, it is a developmental tragedy. As Kenya's ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations, I saw firsthand the challenges that confront developing nations, challenges that include underfunded universities, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to global scientific networks. This must change. The advancement of science is not a luxury for the wealthy. It is a necessity for all humanity. It is not merely a national task. It is a global duty. But science today faces real threats: the rise of populism, the denial of evidence, the erosion of civil liberties and rational discourse. We must not be silent. We must stand up together, old and young, to defend reason, to protect research, and to uphold truth in public life. So as we look ahead, as we focus on artificial intelligence, biotechnology, clean energy, sustainable food systems, etc., these are the frontiers of our time. But whether they usher in a new age of equity or deepen existing divides depends not only on innovation, but on inclusion, on values, on governance that surrounds them. Universities, policymakers, and citizens alike must ensure that science serves all humanity and serves it justly. As I accept this honorary doctorate of science, I do so not as an individual achievement, but as a tribute to the countless mentors, educators, family members, and visionaries who helped shape this path. To the University of Pretoria, thank you for your 117 years of academic excellence, and of course for this gracious recognition. To my beloved family, my wife, my children, and to the memory of my courageous parents, thank you for your unwavering love and support. To my mentors and colleagues across the years, thank you for your guidance, your challenge, and your camaraderie. And finally, to you, the graduating class of 2025, congratulations. You are stepping into a world that desperately needs your talent, your courage, and your vision. This is not the end. This is a commencement. This is a beginning. The world is waiting, and it needs you more than ever. So well done, and Godspeed. Thank you very much.